Welcome to IE News and to our viewers on IETVTT.com. I am Micah Dume. Thanks for joining us. In the headlines, Energy Minister Dr. Rudal Munilal says Dragon gas talks advancing after U.S. OFAC license secured. New pasteurization plant commissioned in Londonville to boost local dairy industry. A Pity Valley man found dead, police investigating suspected suicide. In our top story, Energy Minister Rudal Munilal says discussions on the Dragon gas project are continuing following Trinidad and Tobago's successful acquisition of a United States Office of Foreign Assets Control OFAC license. The license allows the country to pursue cross-border energy collaboration with Venezuela, a key step in unlocking new gas supplies. Minister Munilal credited the breakthrough to direct intervention by Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar, noting that months of diplomatic engagement helped secure the approval. Despite earlier delays linked to international sanctions and regulatory hurdles, the government is now fast-tracking negotiations on cross-border gas fields as it moves to strengthen national energy security. Officials say a high-level delegation is expected to travel to Venezuela in the coming weeks to advance talks and finalize timelines for exploration and production. The Dragon gas project is seen as critical to addressing declining domestic gas supplies and supporting key industries, including LNG and petrochemicals. A new chapter in Trinidad and Tobago's dairy industry is underway following the commissioning of a 300-litre pasteurization plant at the Sugarcane Feed Centre in Londonville. The initiative, led by the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries, is aimed at strengthening local agro-processing and building a more resilient dairy sector. Permanent Secretary Annalene Innes says the facility marks a significant step toward revitalizing domestic milk production and reducing the country's food import bill. Meanwhile, Agriculture Minister Ravi Rataram noted that the plant will provide farmers with a reliable avenue to convert raw milk into value-added products while improving access to markets. He added that the initiative will be supported by training in pasture management, along with improvements in dairy genetics to boost herd performance and milk yield. The Londonville facility is expected to serve as a decentralized processing hub, supporting farmers and enhancing the availability of locally produced dairy products. The ministry says it will continue working with stakeholders to strengthen the sector and drive long-term growth.
The activation of this facility is particularly significant within the current context of declining domestic milk production and increasing pressure on the national food import bill.
The operationalization of this pasteurization plant represents a targeted intervention to decentralize dairy processing and democratize market access. The ministry will facilitate the introduction of superior dairy genetics to improve herd performance and milk yield, supported by enhanced extension services to deliver continuous science-based guidance to farmers.
A 47-year-old man has been found dead at his Pity Valley home in what police are investigating as a suspected suicide. The deceased has been identified as Sheldon Alexander of 1st Street, Sparrow Drive, Simeon Road. Reports indicate that he was discovered around 7:30 a.m. on Wednesday by a relative who found him unresponsive inside a room. Officers responded to the scene where they observed the man hanging from an extension cord tied to a ceiling beam. Police say there were no signs of violence apart from injuries consistent with the hanging. Investigators were told that the deceased had been struggling with personal challenges, including alcohol use and depression. A district medical officer pronounced him dead at the scene and ordered a post-mortem examination. Police investigations are ongoing. We pause for a moment. More news when we come back.
Perfection doesn't happen by chance. Like an artist, the cook selects the main ingredient, one that is worthy of a proud cultural tradition. Trusted to enhance your creations with its richness and versatility. To create a cooking masterpiece, the secret is simple. The brand we know, the brand we trust, the brand our ancestors have been using for generations.
There is only one pure cow brand ghee. Look for the marks of authenticity.
Tile Expressions Limited, as one of the largest importers of tiles, offers an extensive range of high-quality tiles in ceramic, porcelain, granite, stone, and mosaic options. Additionally, we offer a variety of tile accessories and bathroom sets to complement any decor style. We are committed to providing exceptional customer service and swift delivery of all products. From indoor and outdoor tiles to bathroom sets and tile accessories, we have curated a range that caters to both traditional and modern taste. Lampus 13, Ajudha Road, Munro Road, Canopio. Call 223-8453.
Welcome back. Energy Minister Rudal Munilal is dismissing reports that the government has approved $1,000 airfares on the domestic air bridge, describing the claims as inaccurate and misleading. His response follows media reports suggesting passengers could soon face significantly higher ticket prices during peak travel between Trinidad and Tobago. However, Minister Munilal made it clear that no such proposal has been approved by Cabinet. He warned that the reports misrepresent the facts and could cause unnecessary concern among travelers. The minister sought to reassure the public that no changes to domestic airfare pricing have been officially sanctioned at this time.
I want to state categorically, and I'm authorized to state categorically, that this headline is misleading, it is incorrect, it is wrong. The government of Trinidad and Tobago, the Cabinet of Trinidad and Tobago, has taken no such decision. The Cabinet of Trinidad and Tobago has not discussed that matter. The Cabinet has not taken any decision on that matter. It is certainly not government policy. It may be the view of the relevant minister involved, but that is not government policy. It is not a determination from the Cabinet of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, so that it cannot and will not stand. And I just wanted to eradicate from the minds of citizens in Tobago and Trinidad that that headline is incorrect, is inaccurate. It is, for us, very disturbing that it is the headline, but it is not the view of the government of Trinidad and Tobago. It is not the policy of the government or the cabinet chaired by the Honorable Tamla Prasad Bisesa, and we distance ourselves from that headline.
A new era in sport in Trinidad and Tobago is now taking shape following the passage of the Constitution Amendment Bill 2025, widely known as the Grandparent Citizenship Law. The legislation, which took effect last September, expands eligibility for citizenship, allowing individuals with Trinidad and Tobago heritage through their grandparents to qualify. Officials say the move brings the country in line with international sporting standards, where heritage-based eligibility is commonly used to strengthen national teams. The change is expected to widen the talent pool available for national selection, particularly in disciplines such as football, athletics, and cricket. Stakeholders believe the law will not only boost competitiveness on the global stage, but also strengthen ties with the diaspora as Trinidad and Tobago looks to build a more dynamic and inclusive sporting future.
This amendment will unlock over $500 million US in diaspora contribution, bolster our sporting legacy, and align us with both regional progress and international standards. It answers the call for sporting excellence, advances regional competitiveness, and is a direct investment in national development, reversing brain drain, closing skills gap, and strengthening our unique identity.
An 80-year-old man has been found dead inside his Shagonas home after neighbors reported a foul odor coming from the property. The deceased has been identified as Rupert Batiste of Robin Crescent, Edinburgh 500. Police say officers responded to the report around 10:15 p.m. on Tuesday and upon arrival detected a strong scent coming from the house. After gaining entry, officers discovered the man's body lying on the floor of a room in an advanced state of decomposition. Investigations revealed that Batiste lived alone and efforts to contact relatives have so far been unsuccessful. Crime scene investigators processed the scene while a district medical officer ordered the removal of the body. A post-mortem examination is expected to determine the cause of death as investigations continue. Minister of Public Utilities Barry Padarath has announced an investigation into the acquisition and operations of Amplia Communications Limited, a subsidiary of TSTT. Amplia was acquired from Massey Communications in 2017 for $215 million. According to Minister Padarath, discussions with TSTT have revealed that the company has been draining financial resources while duplicating existing operations within the state-owned telecommunications provider. The investigation is expected to examine the circumstances surrounding the acquisition, as well as the current operational efficiency and financial impact of Amplia. Officials say the move forms part of broader efforts to improve accountability and performance within state enterprises.
As you would recall, Amplia was acquired under very suspicious circumstances a few years ago under the former administration. I remember standing up in the parliament alongside then leader of the opposition, Mrs. Basad Bissessa, asking then Prime Minister Dr. Rowley and then Minister of Public Utilities, I believe it was Mr. Lehunt at that time, together with then Minister of Finance, how did TSTT acquire Amplia and under what circumstances? At that time, the Prime Minister, Dr. Rowley, and the other two ministers stood in the Parliament and said to Trinidad and Tobago that they had no idea that TSTT was going to acquire Amplia, and they had no idea what the circumstances were in terms of the acquisition. Since then to now, having come into office, it's a conversation that I've been having with TSTT because Amplia continues to bleed us financially. There's a lot of duplication of efforts between Amplia and TSTT.
You're watching IETV News. We'll return after these messages.
Attention all bakers, doubles vendors and roti makers. Try our high quality bromate-free, all-purpose and whole wheat flour. Low price and conveniently packaged in 2 pounds, 2 kg, 10 kg and 25 kg bags. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Shagonas Limited at 665-3336 or 480-8715 or visit us at Warrenville, Canupia. Shagonas Limited, quality you can trust.
On April 25th, gather around Team UNC for speeches on the state of the nation, including Prime Minister KPB 2.0.
The people of our country can be assured that assets that belong to them are now being managed in a manner to bring the greatest returns to our country and our citizens.
37 years of party, 1 year in government. Congress 26 from the Couva South Hall car park, Saturday, April 25th at 2 p.m. Live coverage on this station and all streaming platforms.
Better days are coming. Better days are ahead.
Are you renewing your motor, homeowner or business insurances shortly? Then call Kalyani Limited, agency for Tatil, for a competitive quote. With 2 locations, Todd Street, El Socorro and 5 Rivers, Aruca. Please call us at 221-5051 or 227-5051. Kalyani Limited, agency for Tatil, building relationships exceeding expectations.
Welcome back. Prime Minister Kamala Prasad Bissessa has welcomed a major new investment, describing the planned Hilton Garden Inn Hotel and Convention Center as a significant boost for jobs and economic growth. Speaking at Wednesday's groundbreaking ceremony, the Prime Minister said the 120-room project signals a shift from announcements to real delivery, with construction expected to begin within the next 60 days. Director of Superior Hotels Limited, John Aboud, expressed confidence in the project, noting strong support from government agencies throughout the approval process. He also confirmed that the consultancy team will be made up entirely of Trinidad and Tobago nationals, helping to reduce foreign exchange outflows. The Prime Minister revealed that the $220 million development is expected to create approximately 400 jobs, during construction and 150 permanent positions upon completion. She added that the project will also support opportunities in hospitality, agriculture, and small business, contributing to a wider economic ripple effect. Describing the development as more than just a hotel, the Prime Minister said it will serve as a key economic asset, supporting sectors such as sport, healthcare, education, and business. The project is expected to be completed within 2 years as government continues to emphasize delivery, accountability, and tangible benefits for citizens.
This milestone would not be possible without the active support and decisive action by various government ministries and agencies. Our interactions have been positive, advice has been instructive, and decisions prompt. In particular, we wish to express our gratitude to the Ministry of Planning, Economic Affairs and Development, and more particularly the Town and Country Division and the Environmental Management Authority.
Mr. Aboud outlined the key elements. Construction is expected, you said, within 60 days, and we plan to hold you to that together with your team. It is a huge investment. $220 million, approximately 400 jobs during construction. 400 jobs during construction. It doesn't stop there. After construction, 150 jobs, permanent jobs, will be created. So again, we thank you for that. Jobs, jobs, jobs. It goes further. This project, this investment, will support training in hospitality in that sector. It will create opportunities for farmers and small businesses to participate in the supply chain.
Let's now take a look at some international news.
Tonight, Baton Rouge in shock after one person was killed and 5 others injured when gunfire erupted at the Mall of Louisiana.
Teams clearing first floor, north and south.
Police descending on the scene shortly before 1:30 this afternoon after a dispute at the mall turned into a gunfight.
2 groups of people got into an argument inside the food court and started shooting at each other. Unfortunately, there were some innocent people that were in the area that might have also caused some rounds.
The suspects then fleeing the mall, police deploying helicopters and drones and searching a nearby canal. The mall placed on lockdown, authorities scrambling to evacuate shoppers. Our affiliate WBRZ showing police escorting families with young children through the shopping center's parking lot. One mall worker describing chaos and indiscriminate gunplay.
I heard a loud pop and then another pop. I thought at first somebody was shooting fireworks in the food court. He was turning around, shooting randomly.
Tonight, showdown in the Strait. President Trump announcing he has ordered the military to, quote, shoot and kill any Iranian boats that may be laying mines in the vital passageway. The U.S. is also enforcing its own blockade of Iranian ports.
We intend to conduct the boarding of your vessel,
stopping tankers from coming or going. It comes after Iran flexed its own muscles. Iranian state TV broadcasting this produced video claiming to show masked soldiers boarding a commercial cargo ship, guns in hand. Tonight, no plans for the two sides to resume negotiations.
I don't want to rush myself. I'm not under any pressure whatsoever.
The president says he extended the ceasefire with no end date to give Iran time to draw up their own peace proposal. Trump insisting the regime is fractured and, quote, in turmoil.
They have all new leadership and they're fighting like cats and dogs.
But security sources we spoke with paint a different picture of the Iranian regime, not one of chaos and turmoil. One source familiar with the intelligence tells ABC News there is no clear evidence of fractures at the level of core decision-making. Tonight, Iran's foreign minister insists Iran's state institutions continue to act with unity, purpose, and discipline. At the war's outset, Trump predicted it would last 4 to 6 weeks. It's now heading into week 9. The president today saying that's not much compared to other conflicts.
We were in the Korean War for 7 years.
But reporters pressing.
I mean, what do you say to the American people who question how much longer this will take? Obviously, you know that they are having higher...
You're such a disgrace. Did you hear what I just said? Vietnam. How many years was Vietnam?
Reporters then asking about gas prices, now averaging more than $4 a gallon, up more than $1 since the start of the war.
If you need more time, does that mean Americans should anticipate spending more on gasoline for the foreseeable future?
For a little while. And you know what they get for that? You know what they get for that? Iran without a nuclear weapon.
Tonight, an award-winning chef at UMass Amherst now behind bars, accused of killing his wife in a hotel room on campus. Jeffrey McDonald in court this morning, his lawyer entering a not guilty plea on his behalf.
UMPD is yelling about having a body down and needing additional personnel.
Just before 8 p.m. Wednesday, police responding to a 911 call about an emergency at Hotel UMass about 90 miles from Boston. According to the criminal complaint, a violent struggle erupted between McDonald and officers, McDonald allegedly striking one officer repeatedly in the face. Police then finding McDonald's wife dead inside a hotel room. McDonald's wife suffering injuries resulting from a violent assault, according to the complaint. McDonald allegedly telling investigators he'd intentionally beaten his wife to death, using hands, feet, as well as a variety of other blunt objects.
Congratulations, Chef Jeff McDonald.
Less than a year ago, McDonald, seen here in a TikTok video posted by UMass in 2024, was named Chef of the Year by the American Culinary Federation, one of the most prestigious honors in the industry.
When we return your weather update and more, stay tuned.
Let's do India and Nepal, a soulful journey across timeless destinations. Delhi, Kathmandu, Varanasi, Ayodhya, Haridwar, Rishikesh, Agra, and Jaipur. August 12th to 28th. Presented by Pandit Omarat. Call 681-3476 to book now. Not just a trip, it's a spiritual and cultural experience.
In our lives, there are moments that need to be remembered. Are you hosting a Ramayana Yagya, religious or cultural event or celebration? Would you like to have it aired live on IETV or recorded for playback later? We will air your program on IETV and IE Radio, with your viewers joining locally and internationally. Your family and friends worldwide can view on www.ietvtt.com or listen on ieradiott.com. To make arrangements, call or WhatsApp IETV at 784-9880. Let us record your cherished moments and share it.
On April 25th, gather around Team UNC for speeches on the state of the nation, including Prime Minister KPB 2.0.
The people of our country can be assured that assets that belong to them are now being managed in a manner to bring the greatest returns to our country and our citizens.
37 years a party, 1 year in government. Congress 26 from the Couva Southall Car Park, Saturday, April 25th at 2 p.m. Live coverage on this station and all streaming platforms.
Better days are coming. Better days ahead.
Welcome back to IE Major News. Let's take a look at today's weather forecast. Today was generally partly cloudy to occasionally cloudy across Trinidad and Tobago, with warm and humid conditions throughout the day. During the afternoon, there were periods of increased cloudiness, bringing isolated to scattered showers mainly across central, eastern, and southern districts, while other areas remained mostly fair. Daytime temperatures reached around 32 to 33 degrees in Trinidad and near 31 in Tobago. Winds were light to moderate from the east at 15 to 20 kilometers per hour. Sea conditions were slight to moderate with waves between 1.0 and 1.5 meters in open waters and below 1 meter in sheltered areas. Sea levels remained within normal limits. Tonight is expected to be mostly cloudy with a few brief showers, particularly during the late evening and early morning hours. Conditions will remain warm and humid with overnight temperatures settling around 24 to 25 degrees. Winds will remain light to moderate from the east, while seas will continue slight to moderate with waves near 1.0 and 1.5 meters. Sea levels are expected to remain normal, though slightly choppy conditions are possible in open waters. For Saturday, expect mostly cloudy skies with showers likely, especially during the morning and into the afternoon, bringing slightly more unsettled conditions. Temperatures are forecast to reach around 31 to 32 degrees in Trinidad and near 31 in Tobago. With humid conditions continuing, winds will be east to east-northeasterly at 15 to 20 kilometers per hour, and seas will remain slight to moderate with waves up to 1.5 to 2.0 meters in open waters and around 1 meter in sheltered areas, while sea levels remain within the normal range. Let's take a look at some crime news. A police officer has appeared before the Port of Spain Masters Court in connection with a common assault charge arising from an investigation conducted by the Special Victims Department. The accused, Dextroy Manswell, 43-year-old, appeared on April 21st before Master Valerie Gomez Abraham. He was granted bail in the sum of $50,000 with surety, subject to strict conditions. These conditions include no direct or indirect contact with the complainant, maintaining a distance of 200 feet at all times, and residing at a direct address for the duration of the matter. The matter was adjourned to May 28th. The charge follows an investigation into an incident alleged to have occurred on April 1st, 2025. According to reports, the victim was slapped by the accused, who also threatened the victim with a firearm. Investigations were conducted by the Special Victims Department under the supervision of Inspector Darren Batiste. A file was submitted to the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions, which advised that the charge be laid. The Trinidad and Tobago Police Service reaffirms its commitment to ensuring that all matters are dealt with in accordance with due process and the rule of law. One man has been arrested and quantities of cannabis seized during anti-crime operations conducted in the Northern Division over the past 48 hours. Between the hours of 8 p.m. and 11 p.m., officers of the Northern Division Task Force, supported by the K9 unit, conducted a house search exercise at a residence located along Maturita Trace Extension Arima. During the operation, officers discovered and seized approximately 511 grams of cannabis. A 48-year-old male resident of the address was arrested in connection with the find in a separate exercise conducted between 3 p.m. and 7 p.m. On 22nd April, officers of the Northern Division Task Force proceeded to an area along Arima Old Road. While there, a white-colored shack and its surrounding bushy terrain were searched. During the exercise, officers discovered and seized approximately 689 grams of cannabis. Investigations into both matters are ongoing. A 23-year-old Moruga man has been found guilty in connection with a report of larceny made on Friday, 17th April in the Moruga district. The 51-year-old man of Jackson Street, Woodlawn, reported that on 8th April, he received information that unknown persons were removing parts from his 320 CL excavator located at Maitland Trace, Bastair, Moruga. The items stolen included an excavator turbo, a fuel pump, a turbo manifold, and approximately 12 feet of track totaling 17,500 TTD. Further information received led the victim to an address at La Fortune Trace, Moruga, on 9th April 2026, where he observed the missing items. Inquiries conducted by PC Dukaran of the Moruga Police Station resulted in the arrest of one 23-year-old suspect of La Fortune Trace, Moruga. Officers also recovered an excavator turbo and approximately 12 feet of track. The matter was heard at the South Jeepa Court before Master Gray, with accused J.Hugh Buchun pleaded guilty and was granted bail with surety in the sum of $55,000. As part of bail conditions, the accused is required to reside at his home address and report to the Moruga Police Station on given days. The matter has since been transferred to the Princestown District Court. The next hearing is scheduled for 26 May 2026. Recapping the headlines, Energy Minister Dr. Rudal Munilal says Dragon gas talks advancing after U.S. OFAC license secured. New pasteurization plant commissioned in Londonville to boost local dairy industry. A Pity Valley man found dead, police investigating suspected suicide. Well, this is where we leave you for now. On behalf of the entire news team, I am Micah Dume. Thank you for joining us.